of you. It's a video from MC Sports Hawk, who, if you don't know, was a pretty active zombies YouTuber back
in chat if you watch this
in the day. And he's just having a chat with two other pretty notable YouTubers by the name of Mr. Waffles and Mr. T.
This was a sad video to make, chat, because, okay, listen, lads. This video was recorded at the beginning of this year. I'm not even joking. This video was probably recorded sometime in February or March. And it took literally until, like, the end of summer for this video to release. It's so sad.
They were just talking about what went wrong with the Z House and why
I gave up on COD and we just play COD Zombies.
For those who are unfamiliar with that particular content house, don't worry, as I will discuss it much later in this video. But it really got me thinking about how COD Zombies went from such monstrous highs to now basically being dead in the water. However, I want to take a different...
Activision. I mean... it all makes sense at the end of the day.
Approach to this topic as opposed to many other YouTubers I've seen cover it. I really want to focus in on
you can't be showing me footage like this, bro. I'm about to have a nostalgic heart attack right now, bro.
As opposed to the greater game as a whole. My reasons for this are that I believe in COD Zombies especially. That people surrounding this series
I'm having a nostalgia heart attack right now.
As unlike many other modern games, the player base could not rely on consistent updates or DLC in between games.
Which is ridiculous, because Zombies easily could have been a Fortnite. Lads, One in Chat Zombies could have easily been a Fortnite in terms of constant updates. Not in terms of gameplay. I'm talking about consistent updates.
This created a rather interesting pattern in the online space, and which would grow to a... Wait,
what is this? A Mr. Dowling JD video of Call of the Dead with Lonely Mailbox? How old is this video? With this watermark? Chat, I'm guessing this video is at least 13 years old.
Would grow to
at least 10 years old.
To extreme heights during the life cycle of the current Zombies game.
This is the oldest video of all time.
Being put on life support until the next one releases. This immediately presents an issue because if a Zombies game happens to be, well,
just the way he claps makes me laugh.
Not very good. The community is forced to survive another 1 to 2 years in the hopes of a quality product eventually being released. Many hear this and will immediately point the fingers at a certain Call of Duty as the sole purpose.
Lads, if you saw my last BO4 Cypher video on my second channel, One in Chat, if you saw that, you would totally understand why this storyline failed. The way they hid the ciphers by making literally nobody able to solve what the heck was going on was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in Zombies. Period. It was just ridiculous. Way too complicated.
But the cause of this decline was far more than just that game, and rather a mix of events involving an over-reliance on the current...
I miss this video, dude. I miss when customs... I miss when I had friends to play customs. I miss when I didn't get booted off of customs. It sucks now, because I can never play with people.
On the community's end, and a large amount of poor decisions on Treyarch's end. So let's take a look at the complete story of this community.
Oh, what an OG video here,
exactly where everything went wrong. I promise you, this video pains me to make, as long before ever approaching YouTube.
The Mr. Dowling JD footage makes you laugh.
I was a fan of many of these creators, but I think it's important we take a look at potentially one of the most severe declines we've seen in modern gaming.
I agree. I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's a game that's having more of a downfall now than Call of Duty. And I'm not even just talking about Zombies. I'm talking about Call of Duty, period. People are feeling the Warzone burnout. People are missing Zombies. People are not excited with multiplayer. I really don't know. Like, we could literally be seeing the end of Call of Duty soon. I don't know. But it just feels like a lot of people are not happy about it. At least content creators that I read on Twitter.
Downfall of the Call of Duty Zombies community.
Is Apex dead?
Quick PSA before this video starts. I am
in
no way
Apex has a massive
potential harassment of any individuals I mentioned, whether it's developers at Treyarch or members of...
Why did he say that and then put that? Wait, listen to this. Look at the clip.
Potential harassment of any individuals I mentioned, whether it's developers at Treyarch or members of this community. Everybody has their own life and reasons for decisions they make. I will never have a full story.
What kind of clip did he...
I do not know any of these people personally, so I am only making judgments on the limited knowledge we have. Now, let's get into this.
What was that,
Our story begins in 2008 with the release of Call of Duty World at War.
Dude, November 11th, 2008 is literally a whole lifetime ago. I mean, chat, did anybody play World at War at the very beginning? Like, did you buy World at War November 11th? 2008. There goes my webcam. November 11th, 2008. Was this you buying this game? I didn't get into COD, honestly, until Black Ops 1. I played World at War retroactively. I played it after. So, I mean, it's just crazy to think that this is, for most people, where it started. I mean, most people at this point didn't really even know COD, I feel like, but...
War. Starting as a side project for the World at War developers, Zombies was never meant to
reach
the
for me,
heights it would
Zombies
later
started
achieve.
with Kino.
However, that
right?
didn't stop some players from already making content. The first ever video on the topic was uploaded just a week into World at War.
Chat, look at this graphic quality, boys. This is my streams.
Or by a YouTuber known as Telexion. Very few content creators would ever begin uploading during the life cycle of this game, with the only notable one being Rad Austin 27.
Reed, dude. Listen, dude. I actually just had a conversation with Reed like literally a week or two ago. We were talking about Zombies, and I was just like, bro, it is so sad to see how it's ended up being. But like, dude, Reed and Telexion, if you guys know those two OGs,
who began with gameplay videos the same
these
as
are the two that started it all, man.
Being one of the few to actually stick with the community till its eventual downfall on YouTube. The innovations made by Treyarch, such as Perks and Verruct and Pack-a-Punch,
yeah, they were there during all of this, which is so wild to me.
Among the still very young Call of Duty fan base.
Bring him on stream, dude. Reed streams on YouTube. I should bring him on stream. Him and I have streamed before though. We did like a Kingdom Hearts playthrough. We played Zombies together, bro. I'd love to do anything with that man. If he wants to play, and I've hit him up, bro. We'll be doing
set the
something
stage
soon.
for Black Ops 1 and primed what would be the Zombies community for takeoff.
And
when the game released, that certainly took
Black
place.
Ops 1
Virtually
made Zombies.
Every heavy hitter
without a
we
doubt.
would later see in the
when
online
you look
space
back at it, it
started
really
during
did.
this era, with channels such as Civic.
Dude, it's wild that Matt and Milo came out of B1. I always forget about that because, like, for me, it doesn't feel like Milo really came out of his shell until BO3. And same thing with Matt, which is so weird to... Is that Stuhlinger in the back of your... No way. I refuse to believe that, Matt. You can't be doing that.
Mr. Waffles, and MC Sports Hawk, both of whom I mentioned at the...
Update on Edited.tv. Okay, I'll do a quick update during the middle of this video. It's doing well. If you guys want video editors for YouTube or thumbnail artists, dude, literally just go to Edit.tv. We have a whole new job postings. You can literally look up exactly what you need. If you need to look for an editor, we got people proposing, applicating. You need it, we got it, bro. So hop on in, bro. That's the way it is. Shout out to my webcam, breaking every 4 seconds. Let's go, boys. DMZ is sick, though. I mean, I think DMZ is fun, too.
All beginning their channels during this time. Their early success
wild
just
to see
fueled
that.
further growth, as they were able to prove that there was actually an audience for Zombies, and not just multiplayer. True. Here is where we begin to see content that would become more familiar as time moved on.
And I still think there is an audience for Zombies, and I still think there always will be, as long as it's made in an adventure style.
Easter eggs and high round attempts becoming more and more common during this era. This online growth proved not only to the community that there was an audience for Zombies, but Treyarch themselves.
Well, I've always liked the monster within.
And we're back to Call of Dead, baby. It's a whole loop cycle right here, dude.
Blue-collar monsters.
I love it. I love it, dude. I'm so curious to see how the Call of Dead intro
Zombies
starts
had
up.
its first ever celebrity cast, featuring Danny Trejo, Sarah Michelle Gellar,
and
Robert
getting
Englund,
it back
Michael
at the end of
Rooker,
this
and
year, baby.
George
Let's
Romero.
go.
May he rest in peace. Nowadays, having mainstream celebrities appear in video games isn't out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it really isn't
especially
now.
in the Call of Duty franchise. For Christ's sake,
true.
we've had Kevin Spacey and Kit Harington play roles in various campaigns. But to have a Zombies map be one of the
Which were
first
both
ever
pretty good,
games to
not
take
to
this
lie.
step into the mainstream symbolized that both Treyarch and Activision realized that there was truly something special here.
That is such a great point. Like, chat, the first celebrity introduction into Call of Duty was Call of the Dead. That's crazy that it was for Zombies.
They were now dedicated
Isn't
to
that
growing this
wild?
community just as much as the creators were. It
And then
showed
this
the influx of
trailer
content
too,
involving
yeah.
New maps and
The
an
level of
increased
production
focus
they
on
had was
story.
crazy.
In a video by the Smith
What's up,
Plays,
y'all?
he references World at War as the gameplay era, which I feel perfectly encapsulates what that period was all about.
The getting
However,
into it
if
era.
that was the gameplay era, this was the growth era.
True.
If not for the seeds planted in Black Ops 1, Zombies would have never been able to skyrocket to all new heights.
Lads, one in chat if you watch Mr. Dowling JD videos that had the watermark like this, bro. If you watch these videos, you must be as old as I am, bro. These are some OG days,
of
bro.
success later on. Although even with this constant growth and a new level of dedication from the developers, the first issues with this community began to rear their ugly heads. After Black Ops 1 concluded, the creative lead at the time, Jimmy Zielinski, had no idea where to take the game next.
It's kind of crazy because Jimmy Zielinski, when you look at it, was kind of the beginning domino for everything to fall. Like, we still don't even know why they had to fire Jimmy Zielinski. But, dude, chat, could you imagine if Jimmy and Blundell both worked on Treyarch, like, and they both weren't fired or left the studio? If they continued to both work on Treyarch and make games like BO2, I don't think we'd be in this predicament that we're in.
He unknowingly wrote himself into a corner in the name of a large climactic conclusion to Black Ops 1.
I always say that you can never write yourself into a corner with zombies because, listen, they haven't with BO3 and all the multiverse. I feel like you can do anything, to be honest. I feel like this is just an excuse.
Can't blame the guy.
That's just how
I feel.
Only
doing what he thought was best
but yes,
for the game.
I agree with that.
This left the future of zombies.
Yosh! Oh my gosh, chat, this is OG. Yeah, if you remember the Yosh organization for YouTubers. I was actually planning to join them when I first started my YouTube. Oh my goodness, this is so OG, it's unbelievable.
Area spot. It was a pretty minor issue at the time, as the insane growth seen online would mitigate it greatly, and even though that very growth would slow down.
No, chat, this is prehistoric Noah J.
In between games, the community was still very strong. Even with that in mind, this choice of writing would still end up having a severe effect on Black Ops 2. And this specific situation would be a glimpse of darker things to come, as Treyarch would run into similar problems in the future, and could not always rely on the community to save them. In spite of all of these issues, Treyarch wasn't concerned, as with the release of Black Ops 2, they once again...
I feel like Black Ops 2 might have been the peak in terms of how much Treyarch had influenced,
explosive
to be honest.
Growth online.
Yeah,
More
it was
content
really
creators began flooding the scene, and the player count of zombies hit all-time highs. Easter eggs became more in depth, and with the introduction of buildables, more and more YouTubers had
My boy, dude, look at Jack! This kid looks like he's 12. This man now is like 25. He's like the same age as I am. I'm 24. Jack is like 25. This man looked like he was 13 back in BO2.
Great content on and discuss.
Crazy.
Though even with all of the success, it was clear that Treyarch had no idea where to take zombies after Black Ops 1. Whilst many of the buildables were pioneered in BO2, with the exception of the electric trap on 5, they were awkward to use and many found them annoying to build, as you could only carry one part at a time. This was
buildables initially
transit.
Dude, chat, look at this Noah J watermark. Oh no. Oh, that's beautiful.
Very poorly received.
I remember. I was there.
The community was only being fueled by hating on the decisions made by Treyarch.
This is hilarious.
With all of these newfound problems appearing, both the community and Activision began looking for a scapegoat to blame. Man. Sadly, Jimmy Zielinski would end up receiving a large amount of hate due to these decisions. And after the release of Buried, which many...
It's crazy because we don't really even know why Jimmy left. We still don't know.
As a step in the right direction, his role was heavily diminished within the studio, and he would end up leaving in December of 2014. However, with the departure of Jimmy, a rising star appeared within the studio, and his debut map, Mob of the Dead, is still considered by many to this day, including myself, as the greatest zombies map to ever be released.
Chat, I'm gonna be honest, I have to say that one in chat, if you were there when you were watching the COD Leagues back in BO2 and they unveiled this trailer with Jason Blundell and Mob of the Dead, that, I think, to be quite honest, was the best trailer presentation for a zombies map ever. Period. Blundell knocked it out of the park, dude. Like, unlike any other trailer we've ever seen, and it was from Mob of the Dead. Origins had good trailers too for story, but just in the presentation of how sick Mob of the Dead was, it was better than the BO4 format. I agree. He just made the trailer so incredible. You just felt the love and passion that this man poured into this map, man.
His name was Jason Blundell.
Like, makes me miss that.
Success
I'm gonna look at
Origins, which again, many consider
This man, by the way, went to France when this map released. I'll never... Dude, this is the most prehistoric version of Mile I've ever seen in my whole life.
This day to be the greatest map
ever
my
gosh, it's so
in a matter of a few months,
so young,
Jason Blundell had managed to almost entirely turn the ship around and push zombies in a direction that catered more to dedicated fans above all, with an increased focus on Easter eggs, improved buildables, and an even greater emphasis on the story. The future of zombies looked bright. Though there was one final hurdle the community would need to overcome before they could achieve a golden era of content, because winter was coming. And just as in George R.R. Martin's world,
winter was coming from BO2 to BO3, but chat, I'm gonna be honest, we're in the real winter now. Right now, this is the worst winter we've ever seen for COD Zombies. Basically, it's been 2 years of nothing. I don't count Vanguard really as a year of zombies. It's been 2 years of nothing after Cold War. It's like we are the Iceman.
When winter hits, it lasts years. With the release of Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty officially switched from a 2 to 3 year development cycle. This gave far more time for each studio to
I wonder if this is a good or bad idea in hindsight.
Content
I don't know.
From day one.
Maybe a good idea.
Ultimately, I think nearly everyone agrees it was the right decision to make. However, this meant that now the Zombies community must survive a content drought lasting 3 years. And for the first time ever, we fully witnessed the community go into hibernation whilst anticipating the release.
It's pretty common now, bro. We've been in hibernation as a Zombies community now ever since like BO3. Oh my gosh, for a while.
Black Ops 3. With this, Zombies YouTubers
oh my gosh, Noah J at Alcatraz.
And when nearly all seemed lost, 2 content creators emerged from the shadow of YouTube and brought a new era
looks like
to the Zombies community. Bro. The Smith Plays and Mr. T Luxify were 2 YouTubers that...
It's so wild, chat, to think that Pat and I did top 5s and we were both in Canada. On the opposite sides of Canada. Like, chat... I'm gonna be honest, life is scripted, bro. Somebody wrote this.
During the beginning,
somebody wrote this. I'm just an actor.
Initially being completely names, they would eventually grow very close with one of the key.
I'll never forget that moment when we all went to Chick-fil-A together as a Z House. That was so much fun.
Key moments being them sitting in a call together for hours whilst waiting on the trailer for Origins to drop. Now that last story is.
Pat's a real G. Pat's a real G. Me and Pat waited for Origin, dude. I've had calls with Pat for so long, bro. This man and I'm telling you, no other content creator like this guy. Right
anecdotal.
Here.
Though I vividly remember the Smith Plays mention it in one of his videos. If anyone can find
it, please
let me know.
Oh, I can confirm to you. We talked for hours, bro. We were so excited about Origins, and it was actually hype. Well, what the heck? Is that an emote of me? Wait, chat. Put Lex Jam in the chat. Hybe's just... Wait, Hybe's added this? Lex Jam? Look at that. What the heck is that? Hypes, when did you add that? This is the first time I've ever seen this emote. What a funny... What a funny emote, bro. Why is that an emote? That's hilarious.
No, and I'll put it in the description. Anyways, it was during this long winter...
The OG top chat, they're exposing me. Look at this trash saturation. Chat, this is literally a Destiny 1 weapon, by the way.
Luxify would develop a new form of content, one that he would share with his new friends.
Let's go.
Would propel them both.
Pat had better thumbnails than I did. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. Pat had better thumbnails. This is way cleaner. Way cleaner than the saturation color than I did, bro.
The faces of the Zombies community. I'm of course talking about the top 5. This innovation almost single-handedly kept the social space alive in between Black Ops 2 and 3, while simultaneously bringing millions of views to each of their channels. Soon enough, other members of the
top 5s is one of the greatest format of YouTube videos you can still make today. Like, I know so many people that took that top 5 idea that Pat and I started and ran with it in different communities and just made a whole entire living for themselves. Top 5s is easily the greatest thing you could upload on YouTube,
and replicated it to find their own level of success. Once again, fueling even further growth. However, just like the end of Black Ops 1, this began to show weaknesses in the seemingly invincible group. Now, I think it's entirely unrealistic to...
Chat, this is my portfolio you're looking at on the screen. Please don't make me cry, man.
Expect any kind of online community to remain stagnant and never change. Those innovations are born out of competition within the social space and drive to always improve one's content, not as a means of survival in response to a lack of updates or poorly received games.
This is my gameplay too. This is so wild to see it. I had good gameplay back in the day.
If not for this new form of...
Oh, dude. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I remember working so hard on this thumbnail. I remember working so hard on the top 5 secrets thumbnails. These were some of the hardest thumbnails I ever made, bruh. But, dude, I love them, bro. They were so much fun.
Of content, it's likely that the community would have never survived the long wait. This certainly raised
put
eyebrows
neon
for some,
everywhere.
YouTubers commenting on the issue. However, hindsight is 2020.
I remember, chat, when I first started YouTube and trying to figure out how to make good zombie thumbnails, I literally spent a whole week in Photoshop. I'm not even joking. Just looking for fonts, looking for, like, different colors that would, like, pop the thumbnail out and stuff. It was wild. Sorry about the cam. But yeah, chat, it was...
It
was a whole process.
It was far out of the minds of anyone.
I even gave Pyrocynical my own thumbnails, chat, and I'm going to show you guys. I think I showed you guys this once on live stream before. Does he still have the video up? Chat, look! He has the same thumbnail format as I did. Look, it's Shadows of Evil right there. Do you guys see it? It's the Shadows of Evil sign. I literally gave this man my thumbnail style. It was so much fun, chat. Does he still have the video of us up playing? I think it might be this. Dude, Dude, this is the Pyrocynical I used to watch all the time back in the day. This is so much... Chat, this is me. I'm Ukulele Ho, bro. Roman was here. Dude, Roman. Who else was here, bro? And Bammon Boy. Oh my god. Chat, this video, top 10 videos of all time.
Dude, you're doing so well. 10 out of 10, man. That's unbelievable.
Listen to how I sound, man.
Who is Human?
Human beings.
Human beings.
Dude, literally, you can't be old YouTube. This is so funny to me, bro. This is, dude, when you can comment the letter K and dude, this is during the MLG funny moments. Oh my gosh. Chat, please watch this video. It's so funny. Please go watch that video. It's hilarious.
Everyone was gearing up for the release of what would become the most successful game for COD Zombies ever. And soon, there would be no stopping them. With the release of Black Ops 3,
I'll never forget when BO3 came out. It was such a pressure for all Zombies content creators. It was so much fun, don't get me wrong. But literally, as soon as this game came out, it consumed my life for like 3 to 4 years. I'm not even joking. Like, every day, it was me playing the game, trying to level up, trying to get to the max level. I literally I booked off so much of my school courses to play this game. It was unbelievable.
I would like to consider a golden age of content.
Like, this literally was my life.
Left and right, whether it was gameplay, commentary.
Yeah, same thing with Noah, same thing with Pat. Everyone was
there
going
was some
crazy on this game.
Gums and DLC pricing, but that didn't matter. People were loving it, and Treyarch
it was
kept
great, man.
hitting back-to-back home runs with their maps, all whilst crafting an epic story that finally took front and center stage. With the release of Horizon,
I remember talking to Jason Bedell, chat, and he said his favorite moment of the entire Zombies community was right here.
And Treyarch,
during the DE cutscene. He told me that he remembers seeing Noah and everybody solve the Easter egg for the first time, and he actually felt, he told me, chat, that he felt emotional.
Kept
and I was like, dude, that's so sick.
Hitting
back-to-back
home runs with their maps, all whilst crafting an epic story that finally
makes me
took
feel good,
front
to be
and center
honest.
stage. With the release of Horizon Drac, the first ever true boss fight was added to Zombies, and it sent people berserk, creating new
it was a
opportunities
huge
for challenges and events.
Literally, Horizon Drac is the reason EE4C started. Not even joking, because like literally, I remember Noah was saying like, dude, we should do an event now because literally Zombies can have events. Bring back denizens. Who are you?
I will mention later in this video. But first, we need to talk about something. During the summer of 2016, in the midst
now they really about to make me cry. Now they really about to make me cry.
Together to form what would become one of the greatest content houses to ever grace the internet and the heart of the Zombies community. MC Sports Hawk, or Matt.
Chat, it's wild because like or hate the Z House, these group of like 5 people, I know Pat isn't in this shot, but like all 5 of these people went on to do extremely influential things, either in YouTube or music. It's crazy how much energy we had here.
What would become
crazy
one of the greatest content houses to ever grace the internet and the heart of the Zombies community.
I appreciate that.
MC Sports Hawk, or Matt, who I mentioned at the start of this video, had been friends with another YouTuber by the name of The Lonely Mailbox, or Jack, for several years. Throughout this time, they had discussed forming a content house with other YouTubers in the space, but it never actually came to fruition. Sort of like that random vacation you and your friends always say you'll do someday,
and then it never happens.
Know deep down it will.
But we made it happen!
However, by the time Black Ops
3 BO3 made it
both
happen,
Matt
really.
and Jack were in much better positions financially and influence-wise to make this work. Matt, who seemed to be the most business savvy out of the group,
was the
saw
leader
the
without a
perfect
doubt,
storm of events within the space. And the recent success of the Sidemen over in the UK, it was clear that this...
Chat, what makes me really sad is how sometimes I've talked to Matt, and Matt's like, we could have been like the American-Canadian Sidemen, and I'm like... That pisses me off so hard, dude. If we could have actually just gotten our... That's why the podcast is such a good watch, because we're all just upset that if we just collaborated, this could have been us, bruh.
Content creation model actually worked. It should be noted that...
Is that podcast with you and Milo still up where you discuss this? So, the original actually was taken down. I was trying to look for it as well. The original was taken down. Look. Matt and Milo podcast. You go to it, right?
But
the first episode is gone. I don't know why it's gone, but if you look it up here, you can literally find... Oh. Yeah, so you can find the highlight portion of it from 30 minutes. But the original podcast, I'm not even joking, was like 3 hours long. This is only a segment of it. This is only the small segment of it. The original was literally like 3 hours long. I don't know why the whole podcast was taken down, to be honest.
Era of YouTube. Far before the marketplace of content houses became overflooded and tacky.
Yeah, like this trash, bro. Get that out
With the perfect opportunity at his fingertips, Matt got in contact with both Jack and several other Zombies YouTubers to finally make this dream come true. He soon realized that both the Smith Plays, or Pat, and Mr. T Lexify, or just Lex, also had a similar idea and were in the same boat as Matt and Jack, with it being a sort of unrealistic dream. But Matt was determined to change that, and with the help of the final member of the group, Chucky, he managed to convince them to come down to visit so they could all get to know each other and have a fan meetup. This both allowed the chemistry of the group to be tested and see if they actually had the fan appeal to make this work.
I think it's cute. I like the way he's describing it.
Both were the case. They saw a greater turnout at the meetup than any of them expected.
Yeah, okay, I have to rephrase this, because some of the things he's actually saying is wrong. Okay, so, chat, I'm going to blow your mind right now. Did you guys know, I bet you guys didn't know this, did you guys know that the Z House was originally supposed to be 6 members? There is supposed to be a 6th person in the Z House. Do you want to guess who that 6th person in the Z House was supposed to be? Take a guess who you think. It wasn't Noah. We wanted to get Noah or JC, but it wasn't Noah or JC or Milo. Chat, the 6th member of the Z House was actually in this video right at the beginning. And the reason why we all collaborated is because there was an Omaze event going on, and all 6 of us got to play Der Eisendrache early. And chat, somebody in the chat just guessed it. That is right. If you go all the way back to the beginning of this video, Reed was supposed to be the 6th member of the Z House because he also went to see Der Eisendrache with us. He was actually going to be a part of the Z House. We later invited him back into Z House too. The reason why we didn't end up going with Reed, I think Reed wanted to do it in New York, and a lot of us were like more West Coast. So we decided, and we just decided to do it in LA, and then Reed was like, hey, it's all good, no matter what. But dude, it's crazy. So, but yeah, that's the reason why we actually all met together. It was all because of the Omaze event to go play Der Eisendrache early. So it's funny because it's like, chat, it's also funny because the Z House and Reed are also the first 6 people in the world to play Der Eisendrache. Which is so wild. But yeah, it's not because we all collectively decided to meet up. We did know each other and we did want that earlier. But it was really because of the Omaze event, and that was because, that was the reason why we had that meetup. That was the reason we went to Treyarch afterwards. Like, that event brought the Z House together, to be honest. So that's another event, to be honest. If that didn't happen, I don't think the Z House would be around.
They actually had the fan appeal
to be
to
real.
make this work. Well, it turned out both were the case. They saw a greater turnout at the meetup than any of them expected, and with several of them having already met previously, the group almost immediately
this video, dude, the fact that this video even happened,
realized
bro.
They seriously had something special here, and immediately made plans to live in the summer of 2016. With a long...
I missed the meetups, chat. It was so... Chat, can I tell you one story about a meetup that I'll never forget? I'll never forget when we were driving to this meetup specifically. I remember I was just like, you know what you do when you look out a car and you're just looking out the window, you're just there. I will never forget, chat. We passed by a stop sign and I saw this little kid and I was just looking at him, and this little kid, as soon as he saw my face, he instantly recognized me. He immediately was like, yo grandpa, yo grandpa. His grandpa was like dead on the on the bench waiting for the bus like this. And this little kid was like, yo grandpa, this guy. And then Matt was in the car, he was driving, and we just drove off. It was the funniest thing ever. This guy lost his mind, and I was laughing, everybody was laughing, and the grandpa was just like this. the grandpa was literally just like this.
They realized they seriously had something special.
Like, we were literally right up against the bus stop. It was so funny. One of my favorite moments ever
here, and immediately made plans to live in LA together during the summer of 2016. With a long struggle of house hunting on Matt and Jack's end, they finally found a place to live, and it looked like this dream was finally coming to life. After some last-second close calls, the place was officially confirmed, and everyone began moving.
Yeah, Chad, Z-House 2, I remember talking to JC just before I left, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to go. I was so scared, but I'm so glad that I actually ended up doing it, dude. Oh, it was so much fun, man. It was so much fun. Sorry about
with
the
this, the Z House was born. Almost immediately, the group exploded onto YouTube, with their videos gaining millions of views, and the energy of the house was unmatched by any other group in the community.
Chat, I miss this beach. This beach also, chat, does not look like this anymore. It looks terrible now. You notice how there's people here and they're all out here at the beach? It ain't like this anymore, bro. It's so sad what happened to this beach.
Was unmatched by any other group in the community. In the video I mentioned at the start, Mr. Waffles, who was very good friends with several members of the house, described the energy within the group as, quote, electric, and just something you want to latch onto.
It was so much fun.
It was something that showed in the videos. It makes
you
Milo
Jam and Lecture. I mean, look at that.
They had really captured lightning in a bottle with this. With the release of both Go Rod...
Chat, I'm gonna be honest. lads.
And just something you want to latch onto. It was something...
Could you do this in 2022, or would you be arrested? Listen, chat, there were literally times during Z-House 1, like, dude, with the blowjob sign going up here, I'm telling you, chat, it was bad, bro. There's some things that you guys don't know. I feel like I might have leaked it once, but, dude, it was...
something that showed in the videos. It makes you realize...
Look at this girl look back at me. Who is this? She's not even looking at me. She's looking at Matt recording. I never even noticed this. That's so funny, dude.
Looking back on it, that they had really captured the lightning in a bottle with this.
Why is she looking like that?
And Revelations,
that girl probably is now like 20. No, she's probably like 16
continued to explode in popularity, paving the way for large-scale events, such as what would become the first ever...
Oh, dude. Just seeing this makes me nostalgic. Chat! Can we count how many people are not in the community from this image? Okay, I'm in the community. Reed is no longer in the community. No longer in the community, Joey. I mean, he edits for Milo, but no longer in the community. No longer in the community. No longer in the community. Nope. Both yes. Yes, I would say. No, no, yes, yes. I'm going to say yes only when there is zombies, and no and no. So out of 16 people, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 survivors. If that. If that. That's insane, dude.
Easter eggs for charity in August of that
year.
This fed into the Z House even more, with memes such as Lex struggling to get round 100 on Go Rod, or Jack setting off the fire alarm in the middle of Pat's stream. However, this house represented far more than just a cool group of zombies YouTubers coming together.
Wait, why the... I never noticed this in this shop before. Wait, hold on a second.
Or Jack setting off the fire alarm in the middle of Pat's stream. However, this house represented...
Why the... Chat, these homies are fishing. What the hell are you gonna catch on the shoreline? What the... Chat, is this real? Do people actually do this? That's a thing? Do people actually fish, like, on the shoreline? It works? What? Usually when you have a pier like this, right? You have a long pier. You usually go on the pier and fish. I have never in my life seen people on the shoreline fish like that. I don't know why it's the first time I've ever caught this in this
far more than just a cool group of zombies YouTubers coming together for Black Ops 3, but a potential way out of the cycle the community have been for so long. As now they can make videos still zombies themed, but not directly tied to the game.
I'll never forget this car ride. I'll never forget this car ride. This was when I almost got arrested and we were all like, bruh.
Other creators in the space come and stay with them or participate in videos, creating the central group and outer circle that we see with the Sidemen today. The group would depart at the end of the summer, with plans to reconvene the next year, and the community would begin planning for the next long winter. But this time, they were prepared. They had discovered the strength of content houses and community events. Plus, even though there was looking to be a content drought, mods were coming to Black Ops 3 PC, and everything...
Mods are coming to Black Ops 3 PC. We're still playing mods on Black Ops 3 PC 7 years later.
Just continue.
Don't even lie to me right now.
Then, in early 2017, rumors began to float around the community. DLC 5 was coming to Black Ops 3, and it would be entirely zombies focused. Of course, nobody believed this. Never in the history of this franchise has...
I didn't believe it. I actively made fun of people for thinking that there would be a DLC 5. I'm not even lying, chat. So I always apologize to those people now because, listen, there is a DLC 5.
Call of Duty been released after the game's life cycle, let alone that DLC be entirely zombies focused. However, in May of that year, a smaller YouTuber by the name of JC Backfire would go live. During this stream, the absolute bombshell would be announced that a 5th DLC would be coming to Black Ops.
I still can't believe I lived through this. It's so wild to me that I'm like, wow, I actually like lived through this entire thing.
A smaller YouTuber by the name of
it's like I'm watching a retrospective of my life right now.
The absolute bombshell would be announced that a 5th DLC would be coming to Black Ops 3 called Zombies Chronicles. The map pack would feature a remaster of...
I'm gonna be honest, chat. Is this the best promotional art for Call of Duty Zombies of all time? I'm gonna say it quite possibly could be. This quite possibly could be the most recognizable Call of Duty Zombies image of all time. I feel like more people would recognize this image maybe than even a lot of stuff, maybe not Keynote or Toten, but like even maybe a lot of stuff back from like BO1 or BO2. This was such a popularized like image. I feel like this just became iconographic basically.
Every single World at War and Black Ops 1 map minus Call of the Dead. And to add a cherry on top,
now we get Call of the Dead 7 years later
as well, allowing the entire premise storyline to be enjoyed in full. This sent the community ballistic as it represented far more than just a DLC, but a legitimizing of this online space in Treyarch's eyes. Yeah. Zombies always felt like it was something of an afterthought to Activision, with multiplayer getting the main focus. But
still feels like that, unfortunately, now.
But now, for the first time, the Zombies community had proven itself powerful enough to be catered to specifically.
Easily one of my... Chat, a lot of people ask you what's my favorite video. What is one of my favorite videos I've ever made?
Afterthought to
it's this video right here.
Getting the main focus.
The Zombies Chronicles video where I got to play with the Z House and JC. Chat, this was also the first time ever I met JC Backfire at the Zombies Chronicles event. This was such a first for me in so many different areas. It was incredible.
Now deemed invincible. That summer, the Z House would reconvene and will once again kill it with more amazing videos.
I've been there.
This time,
I was there last month.
Began to stay with him throughout the summer.
I was there.
The members of the house were starting to understand the true power they held to grow this community into something special. However,
dude, we honestly made a mess of that home. Dude, that shot. Oh wait, can we go back?
YouTubers began to stay with him throughout the summer.
We made a look at this, man. Chat, I'm not even gonna joke to you. There were multiple nights I remember where it was like me, Pat, and Noah sitting on this couch. We would literally stay up so long, we would literally see the sunrise. Have you ever been up that long where you just pull an all-nighter, you literally just watch the sun come up? Like, we would just be having such a good time, just chilling, doing whatever, that all of a sudden, we'd just be like, oh, the sun is coming up. Like, it was great. It wasn't even, like, an intentional, like, you expect it to come up. It's like we were genuinely just that busy having fun that we would just be like, oh, it's 6 in the morning and the sun is coming up.
It's like the members of the house were starting to understand
the
true power they held to grow this.
Look how messy. Oh, yeah, I bought this Captain America Frisbee. I wish I would have kept it, bruh. It was so much fun throwing around. Oh, I miss it.
Community into something special. However, even though they continued to pump out amazing content, creative differences began to appear behind the scenes about precisely.
I might beat my ass, bro.
From what I could pick up online, both Matt and Chucky saw it as sort of a brand, one that could be grown and eventually move away from making purely zombies-related content. Meanwhile, members such as Pat and Jack saw it as something more akin to Vanoss's gaming crew, in which many of the members remained very independent, but would still make videos together and convene once a year in a house of some kind. This was paired with a vocal minority claiming that the first Z House was far better than the second and the energy was off in some kind of way. Whilst I don't mean once a year.
So, okay. So he's describing why it fell apart. Let me explain. So, Matt wanted to go for a Z House 3. Matt and Chucky were both on the same idea. They're like, dude, we need a Z House 3. Jack wanted to focus on music at this time. Even during Z House 2, he was mainly focusing on music. He really didn't want to be super a part of videos, but he was down to be a part of Z House 3. I think, chat... Now, I know in the podcast we said that it was me and Pat that really didn't want Z House 3 to happen, but chat, I'm going to be honest. I think there's a multitude of reasons. The reason why Pat and I didn't want to do a third Z House is because I think Fortnite released. And Fortnite, when Fortnite dropped and we were in the drought between BO3 and BO4, and even during BO4, I remember talking to Pat and I was like, dude, it feels like Zombies is dead and Fortnite is the new thing. And in all of a sense, it was correct. Like, Fortnite was that new thing that took all of us by storm. So chat, did Fortnite kill ZL's 3? I kind of feel like it did. It killed my passion for Zombies content and Pat's passion for BO4. Pat only played Fortnite. This man didn't, like, chat, a lot of people think that this man had any BO4 gameplay time. This man does not play BO4 or Cold War. That was it. That was it. As soon as Fortnite came out, bro, that was it, bro. And chat, I think, honestly, what really killed the Z House 3 was, and it really honestly makes me sad to say this, I think it was because I was really against Fortnite when it came out. I remember during Z House 2, Fortnite came out and it was only the PvE version, and that was the only version I played. And then I remember playing the BR, and I was like, dude, this BR is going to be big. It's doing well on YouTube, but, like, I just think the content on YouTube for it is trash. Like, you saw all that, like, really mid-allié content coming out. And honestly, chat, I think the third Z House didn't happen because I didn't want to post Fortnite, and therefore Pat and I didn't want to be together, and therefore Pat, Matt, Chucky, Jack, and I also didn't want to be together. So it was a combination of Fortnite, but also my negligence of not wanting to do Fortnite content, which in hindsight was the stupidest, most fucking biggest mistake I've ever done in my entire life. And I pay the consequences of that mistake every single day I live now. It is the worst consequence of life that I've ever... It is my biggest regret in life. And it's the saddest thing to say. It's not posting Fortnite content. So, I know they don't have the full story, but to be honest, if I were to give you that full story, that would be it. Me and Pat were not down solely because of the fact that we just felt Zombies was dead at this point. We felt that Fortnite was taking over, and then I just didn't go hard enough on Fortnite. And if I did, me and Pat might have done incredible, and then we would have shared it with the entire house. Z House 3 would have probably been more Fortnite-centric than Zombies, and it could have been something crazy. So, you say I didn't miss much, but chat, I feel like that decision to not post Fortnite content literally changed my entire life in so many different aspects. So, do I regret it? Yes. But I don't know how it would have went down, to be honest.
Meanwhile, members such as Pat
it makes me sad. It makes me sad. It really makes me sad.
Time. And no matter what, it would have been nearly impossible to recapture that energy. With this in mind,
with zombies at the end. Okay, because chat, you have to realize a lot of our audience members did not like Fortnite at the time. They only played zombies. And so many people in the comments are like, bruh, the Z house is dying, like zombies is dying, and they would associate zombies dying with the Z house, and then it got to our heads, and it was just, I think that's really what just pushed me back. And then I learned throughout later on in life, after I got my university degree, to like not listen to stupidity and just do my own thing. And that's what I was doing the whole time, and I don't know why I just decided to listen to it. So chat, if there's any message that I could give to you then, my message would be to literally just follow your heart and don't listen to anybody. Period. Period. No matter what. You know? If you have a vision and a goal in your mind that you want to accomplish and get out there, then do it and don't let anybody stop you, man. Like Fortnite Kill Zombies, if you think about it, it started a BR genre, which led to less development time on zombies. Yes, true. But I also just feel like in terms of the Z house, we could have evolved from COD into other IRL things. Like where we, like, because a lot of our favorite videos were IRL videos with zombies aspects in them, which we still could have kept doing, and then we could have kept like switching up the games and stuff. So, I mean, I agree with that. I don't know if I could have changed anything in terms of the zombies production line, but I do know I could have changed something in terms of the Z house, which is why I just like, it pains me, man. And I wish that I could make a chat. I tell you, if I was a billionaire right now, I would literally buy an incredible mansion in LA and hire 9 of the most incredible YouTubers to make some of the best content on YouTube, period. I think it would be the greatest content that would ever be coming out on YouTube right now. And I don't get how billionaires are not making that. Like, chat, if I were to have a house of 5 new people, a Z house right now, it would be me, Too Mad, Pat. Who else would be available with time? And like 2 other people that are just hilarious and just funny. If I could get Deji, dude, I would get Deji. And Crispy. Yes. Dude, if I got those 5 and we just did whatever the hell we wanted, I'm telling you, chat, it is literally the way of life, dude. Sorry, chat. There's my cam. Yeah, I'm sorry for my rant, but I just want to like make sure people know exactly what ended up happening. The
second iteration of the Z House was not as popular as the first, did not mean that it would have continued to decline in popularity after 2017.
This is exactly true.
Sadly, though, many of the members let these comments get to their head, and with the creative differences I had mentioned earlier, Z House 2018 would not come to fruition, much to the dismay of the members and the community. This was the beginning of the end for the online space, as a failure to break away from the vicious cycle that ensnared them for so long left the community.
Zombies is a gift and a curse, chat. Merc music, dude. Merc does his own thing. I love Merc. I feel like we probably could have collabed with him, but he probably just does his own thing.
Almost entirely reliant on the success of the next Call of Duty title to turn the ship around.
Exactly.
And when they were at their weakest, Black
Ops 4 shit all over us.
4 struck with full force.
Yeah.
Now, my pure hatred for this game is hard to put into words. Not because of the buggy launch, uninteresting story, poor UI, terrible perk mechanics, weird zombies behavior, atrocious microtransactions, terribly designed maps, a remake that should have never seen the light of day,
he's spitting!
Cutscenes, or a
he's spitting!
No, my hatred for this game comes from what it did to the online community. For those who are unaware, when a large asteroid hit the Earth 65 million years ago, it was not the sole reason the dinosaurs were eliminated. After all, they had survived worse events and made it through just fine. Rather, it was a mix of things that had already put them in a sort of slump that allowed this impact to finally wipe them out. Now replace the dinosaurs with the zombies community and the asteroid with Black Ops 4.
Why is that the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life? I was like, where is he going with this? Oh! I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It is kind of true. It is kind of a funny analogy, but like, just look at this image. Look at what is... Just look at what's on your screen right now. But honestly, though, it is true. Because I also feel like, listen, this, like... blowing up of the old age kind of happened at the same time with YouTube demonetization, right? Demonetization was a huge thing, and after YouTube demonetization, a whole new wave of content creators came in. It literally was like the dinosaurs died and a new humanity was brought from the ashes.
And you'll get the picture.
It's so wild.
For Christ's sakes, we couldn't even complete the classified Easter egg for the first 2 weeks of the game because it would crash past a certain round.
Just look at Noah's face, man.
I could make an entire video meticulously breaking down all of the terrible decisions made with this game, but ultimately, this is a community-focused video, and the effects on the community were felt almost immediately. Some of the top streamers, such as Noah J456, Mr. Dollar JD, and The Smith Plays, who we discussed extensively earlier, all saw their viewership decrease significantly after the first couple of months.
Well, not really. Well, I guess... Was Pat uploading... When did Pat start uploading Fortnite? When did I start uploading Fortnite? Wasn't it during World War II Zombies? I feel like Pat at this point was already uploading Fortnite and was just not uploading... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this point, he was just not even here. Pat was just doing his own thing, making Fortnite videos at this point, bro.
Pretty soon, the same began to happen on YouTube. The truth was, people weren't interested in Black Ops 4, and by the release of DLC 1, the ship had already begun to take on water, and content creators were forced to make a decision: go down with it, or abandon before it's too late. The Smith Place is one of the first to do so, slowly switching over to Fortnite content in an attempt to stay relevant on the platform. Other YouTubers began to make similar transitions, with Mr. T-Lex.
Chat, the thing is though, for me to start doing reaction content, like chat, I don't think people knew about this. I started reaction content like just before the pandemic. It's crazy. I've only started doing reactions like just before the pandemic started. So it, like, during BO4, honestly, I was one of the very few content creators I feel like that actually covered BO4, along with John, Ben, and Noah. I think that was about it. But yeah, Pat by this point was already in Fortnite. And JC, yeah, JC was there too.
Mr. Waffles and Mr. Dalek JD.
Milo did reactions? I think Milo just went to the mountains. Milo reacted to the French Alps. That's what he did. He reacted to ice cold skiing. That's what I think he reacted to. Noah did reactions. Yeah, me and Noah did it well. John did it for a bit. I don't know why he stopped. I think John could have kept going. But I know John has just been doing a lot of like Warzone 2 content.
All heavily transitioning over to reaction-based content for the time being.
My man reacted to the Ice Age.
Began looking at other ventures outside of...
Dude, Matt has his own like studio now. He has his own YouTube filming studio that he films like crazy YouTubers with. Like, chat, want to try to know who Tana Mojo is? Matt has literally filmed an entire TV series with her. I'm going to see if I can find it. Oh, I accidentally skipped. What did I do? I'm actually going to see if I can find it. What was it called? So his studio is called Team Playback. Let me see if I can actually find it. Team Playback, Tana Mojo. No way! Wait.
To fucking win and fuck off from the room. I'm team Bryce. I mean, you know.
I'm being sorry about that.
It's not my beef, but you know, we team Bryce out here. That's right.
This is not what I was looking for. What was it, man? It was this like show with Tana Mojo. I think Bryce Hall was in it. It was a show. Literally, chat, I'm not even joking. Matt, this Reality House. Matt filmed this, chat. Matt filmed this. Look at this. Matt MC Sports Talk literally filmed this. Isn't that wild?
That being said, all 8 of you contestants for this week are going to...
And it has like millions of views.
For a shot to win up to 100,000 motherfucking dollars.
That's a lot of money.
100,000.
Worked with them in the past, as you all know.
It's all fake. Trust me, I'd rather die.
This is all fake. I mean, it is true. It is all fake. But yeah, honestly, so that's what Matt did. It's wild that I remember him telling me that he made this. And I was like, dude, that's crazy, dude. But dude, it did really well, so good on him, bro.
Before Talk began looking at other
reality shows crap. I'm super anti-TikTok. Me too.
Outside of just YouTube. Chucky started working with Mr. Beast behind the scenes, and true. Jack began to focus entirely on his music career, which, if you haven't checked out, is actually some pretty good stuff.
Let's go, Jack!
In the description down below. Anyways, for those who decide to stick with zombies, things got rough real fast.
This is the truth, and my webcam just downed right when I said it. Yes, this is the truth. This is the truth. 110%, bruh. 110%. Even the camera's down bad.
Channels in the community will be forced to eventually switch to other forms of content, either entirely like the Smith Plays or partially like the several I mentioned earlier.
Since the end of BO3, the zombies community has imploded on itself. There's an extreme vocal minority that has an air of superiority just because of the video game they play. There's a lot of nice people, but the toxic ones ruin it for me and still try to a year of me being okay. This must be an old tweet. These tweets must be old, but I can't agree with this.
However, even though Zombies was clearly on its way out, there was still a thirst for the community that once was, and the recent content vacuum opened up the possibility for one man to rise. A man who's...
It's really sad because now even Tim doesn't want to like upload content and stuff. So it's like, is there even hope for the future? We really don't know, bro.
His years in high school.
Shout out to the camera, bro.
A man who was determined to stand against the winds of change. And a man who wouldn't let this community that had been built over the course of a decade go down without a fight. Though we first began uploading in late 2016 during the peak of the community, Tim Hansen would not gain large amounts of traction until 2017, and even then, he would not begin his final stand until mid-2018. This man almost single-handedly breathed life back into this dying community during the middle of Black Ops 4, with his gameplay videos and retrospectives giving wonderful insight into different aspects of the community, really representing what could have been. Soon, others began to take note of his actions, with the Smith Plays eventually returning to Zombies content, crediting Tim Hansen as his inspiration.
I didn't know that. That's nice. That's a heart in chat, dude. Shout out, dude. I'm telling you, Pat is a G, man. No matter where that man goes, that man's a Drake in the chat no matter what,
this man's consistent content during the drought, the community would have fallen far earlier. However, like every good thing, it could not last forever. Due to several personal reasons and the general downfall of Zombies as a whole, Tim would be forced to slowly step away from Zombies, although he continued to post somewhat consistently, and to this day runs a podcast in which he interviews several members of the community, allowing multiple perspectives of the downfall and fueling conversation on where the future might take us.